Welcome back, my friends. So today we are going to talk about PCBs. So as you can see, these all components, what's in common in them? They are all on a board. This board is called as a printed circuit board, or PCB for short. So this is a normal radio board, and this is also a old radio board. We can see node MCU. These all are mounted on a PCB. So why did this PCB came? So before the PCBs were found, the electrical components were actually soldered to each other using wires and pins. So if you have an old TV or an old fridge, you might see components that are just hanging around in there, mounted by wires. But then came PCBs. So the first PCBs were just wires glued onto a piece of some material, but then there were layered PCBs. So the PCBs has some layers. So the bottom there is a layer of fiberglass to support the copper or metal on the above. So the conducting layer is on the top of the structural. So after then there is a solder mask. So this is an old PCB from an old radio. You can see there is no solder mask. So all the solder is just flowing into the traces. So this is a PCB with solder mask. Solder mask can be green, black, blue, any color you want. Some are even white. You can see this solder mask. It covers all the traces, but it leaves the contact points where you have to solder them. This is especially useful to prevent corrosion. You can see this old PCB. It is all corroded right here, and the solder flows all the way into the traces. It's not like the solder will only stay at the pins. This is an Panasonic radio, I guess. I don't know. It was a handheld radio. You can see it, handheld FM radio. I have took some parts out of it, but you can see that there is a solder mask, green colored solder mask, and it covers all the PCB traces, and it leaves where the solder is actually going to be applied. So this way the solder doesn't actually flow all the way into it, and stays where it is required, and corrosion doesn't happen. So these are all this is actually a single layer PCB. That means only a one layer of conductive. But some PCBs have two coats, one on the top and one on the bottom. There is you can see there is a trace here, and on the top there are also traces, and some even go one layer, two layer, three layer, four level. There are many PCBs. So now PCBs are actually very compact, and you can stack them on top of each other. There are shields for Arduino Uno. Let me show you Arduino. Yeah. So in the market there are shields that go on top of these other PCBs. So there are shields that go on top of Arduino Uno, and if you don't feel the need to solder all these, and you just want a board that will hold your components and it will connect them, then there are these are breadboards. These are solderless breadboards, and you don't need to solder them. And the connections in this are like this. I will just show it. So the connection in the main body of the breadboard are like this, like laterally. Like F will connect to J and A will connect to E. Like this, they are connected to each other, and this is very useful if you want to connect like many pins to a digital pin, or to a digital pin. And the line, this middle pin is for separating the two parts. Like there are ICs and microcontrollers. We have to separate them, or they will short circuit. So that is for that. And these are called I call them power rails. So these fit to the side of breadboard. You can arrange 100 breadboards and make a large breadboard like that. These are for supplying power to the components. These are mainly for supplying power. I normally put a 5 volt pin here and a ground pin here, and on the second side I also do the same. Let me get another one. Huh. So the to the other side I give 3 volts, and to the other side I give 5 volts, because some components are 3 and 5 volts. This is the normal placement of them. So you get 2 voltages and all that. I use mainly this for powering the components. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching this video. Goodbye.